In this tutorial video, we will be going over the basics of the budget game. When you first start the budget game, you will either play as a student working a part-time job, a new grad starting their first full-time job, or you may play as a student who then graduates halfway through the game. This will all depend on your class settings as determined by your instructor. You'll progress through a simulation lasting several months to a year or more, all the while working towards building up your net worth, credit score, and quality of life. Remember that each decision you make throughout the game will impact your score, so make sure to plan wisely. Once you start the budget game, you will be prompted with a screen indicating the scenario your instructor has chosen for you. You should see a blurb indicating if you're a student working a part-time job or whether you're starting your full-time job as a new grad. On the ribbon at the top of the screen, you should see all of your starting balances, including your net worth, your credit score, your quality of life, your outstanding bills, your savings balance, your checkings balance, and your credit used against your credit limit. To know how well you've done in the game, look at your game score. This is a composite score based off of all the actions you've taken in the game. The screen also shows you how long the game is to last, how many months have been completed, and how many months remain. So I'll click Play Game to continue. You notice the first several prompts will be to make some basic life decisions on how you want to embark on your new life. Most of the game prompts that appears will allow you to choose from several different options. Be aware that these decisions have long-ranging impacts throughout the entire game, even including the other kinds of events that you are prompted with, which could impact your overall quality of life and score. So for instance, picking a medium place with one roommate is more expensive than a large place with 5 roommates. But I'll earn more quality of life points as the game goes on if I have a larger, more luxurious place to live. So for now, we'll select the middle option for all the prompts. So where will you live? A medium place with 2 roommates. TV and internet plan, I'll pick local TV. Cell phone plan, I'll pick 5G data. And your grocery plan, I'll pick some fresh veggies and go out to eat once a week. To play the game, all I have to do is click on the dice below. You move forwards half a day for each dice roll. So for example, if I roll a 6, I'll move forward 3 days. If I roll a 1, I'll move forward half a day. So it is possible to roll the dice and still stay on the same day, as 2 movements are required to move past 1 day. Each month, you'll be asked to build your monthly budget. So on the first page, you can see your upcoming income. This gives you a breakdown of your weekly paychecks, and what you need to do on this page is to add up those weekly paychecks to get your monthly total. So in my case, it's $270 multiplied by 4 paychecks, which gives me $1,080. I can see my expected tips of 10% and my expected net income after taxes. On the next page, I see my expected cash outflow. So it breaks this out by current liabilities, which includes your credit card balance and unpaid bills, your fixed expenses, which includes everything you said at the beginning, including your rent, your phone, TV, internet, energy, car payment and car insurance, and your variable expenses, including gas and groceries. At the bottom of the page, it asks you to estimate how much you will need to spend on other unplanned expenses. If you're unsure what to enter for unexpected expenses, know that it's perfectly normal in the first month or 2 of gameplay to have completely wild guesses. But as you get more experienced, you become more familiar with the types of unknown expenses that can occur, which will allow you to come up with better estimates. So in this case, I'm going to type in an estimate of $300 and then click Continue. And finally, you'll be asked to create a savings goal. So a hot tip in this game is that if you save at least 10% of your total expected net income and you hit that savings goal, you'll receive a huge bonus. So using my calculator, I'll enter in $974.16 multiplied by 10%, and it gives me $97.42, rounded up to $100. So that will be my savings goal for this month. Throughout the game and as you move through the calendar, you'll be prompted with several different types of events. You'll frequently get events that pop up throughout the game, some of which are even based off of prior decisions you've made. These events may either give you a small amount of income, but more often than not, you'll be faced with an unexpected expense. So at the end of each dice roll, you will get an event card like this one. This will either be a choice card, where I have two options to choose from, or it might just be an expense that you can't avoid. Generally speaking, choosing the more expensive option will improve your quality of life, but at the same time make it harder for you to stick to your budget. For every purchasing decision you make, you can either choose to use your debit card or your credit card. So for instance, in this example here, I have a prompt that says music to your ears. So you decided to take up playing an instrument, sign up for lessons, or teach yourself. I'm picking sign up for lessons, and the options are debit or credit, and I will be picking credit so that I can build up my credit score. Progressing through the game is as easy as clicking the dice, which will move you forward another few days in the game. The bigger the roll, the more days you progress through without having unexpected expenses, while shorter rolls means that you're going to get more expenses racking up very quickly, like the one that you see here. So I'll click medication, use my credit card, and continue rolling. Once you finally hit Friday, you will receive your first paycheck. This pay stub shows a complete breakdown of all the totals, including your wage, your tips, your bonus income, your taxes, healthcare expenses, total earnings, less total deductions, resulting in your net pay. So roll my dice again. You can see that there are many prompts that come up from small dice rolls. My grocery bill. So at the end of each week, you'll be prompted with a weekend option where you can choose to work extra hours, socialize with friends and family, do household chores, or study or work on your professional development. This tile here will say study if you play as a student, or professional development if you play as a full-time worker. So in this case, I'm going to click study, and I'll receive a prompt. And in this case, it's about a borrowed book, and I'm actually earning money on this. So most of the times you'll get expenses, but sometimes you will earn money from the prompt. So as I let my dice continue through the board, I can see that there are also many mini lessons that I'll be presented with throughout the game. These will contain small informational lessons about a personal finance topic. You'll need to use the information in the mini lessons to answer the challenge questions on each of these cards before you can progress any further. So in this example, it's talking about your debit and credit cards. So for almost every choice you make in the game, you'll need to choose between using your debit card and credit card. To continue, enter the day of the month when the credit card statement will be issued. In this case, because I know the answer, which can be found in the view lesson link, I'll enter in 19 as I know that is the date the statements are issued. So as you can see on the board, bills are becoming due. This gray icon shows rent invoice issued. This colored icon shows rent invoices due. And on my left-hand panel, I can see all of my outstanding bills. So if I click on rent, I can see my total rent due is $250. I haven't yet incurred a late fee if I pay today. So I'm going to enter in $250 and use my debit card to make this payment. On the right-hand side, if I click on credit card, I can see my credit card statement. So I am able to make payments in advance of the due date of the credit card bill. And in this case, I have a current outstanding balance of $377. All of my expenses are here. I'm going to click total due and then hit pay now to pay off my entire credit card bill. You can see that my credit score has increased from 300 to 320 and that I've earned some quality of life points. This is from several things, including making payments on my rent, having chosen some options on my event cards, and having set a realistic savings objectives. I'll get even more points if I hit that savings objectives by the end of the month. As you recall, our savings target was $100, and you can verify this in the account summary. So to meet my savings objectives, I'll go to my financial summary section, click transfer money, and this is where I can move my balances between my checkings account and my savings account. And in this case, I'll enter in $100 in order to hit my savings goal. You can see my balance has decreased in my checkings account and increased in my savings account. If you're finding that you're struggling to reach all of your savings goals, one of the easiest ways that you can mitigate this is by changing your fixed expenses. For example, I have picked medium place with 2 roommates in the beginning, but I can switch to the cheapest option. A hot tip is if you close out of this box and re-click change your housing, the prices change. So if I click close again and I click open, I can see that the price is now $182.50. If I click on this, just note that when you go into your bills, you'll be charged a lease break fee of $150. This happens when you break your lease for your housing, for your TV internet, and for your cell phone plan, but it doesn't do this when you change your meal plan. So as you play towards the end of the month, you'll get your account summary screen, which shows you the breakdown of your total income. So all the paychecks that you received during the month, your other cash inflow that came outside of a paycheck, your total expenses, fixed and variable, and your savings goal. So my goal was $100. I put in $100. I got 25 cents interest, and my goal completion is 100%, giving me a huge bonus of 600 points. So that ends this tutorial. For more information for all the different parts of the game, watch our other tutorials, which covers topics such as setting your savings goals, understanding your credit score, understanding your quality of life, understanding your net worth, and maintaining a healthy work-life balance. That's it for this video, and thanks for watching.